Hi guys, this is the Cactus Ross channel, and today I would like to talk to you about meditations and tips for meditation and what meditation is generally about. Right guys, so I'm going to have a go at laying this out in a different structure to how my videos would usually be structured, and you'll see as the film goes on. I'm going to do it question by question. So, first question, what is meditation? Meditation is the activity slash state of semi-consciousness. Now, the idea of meditation is generally to sort of listen to your thoughts, get creativity flowing, and to use your imagination in a positive way and in a positive structure. Next question, who's meditation for? Basically, anyone can do meditation from the age of sort of 2 years old right up to sort of the broad spectrum of like 130 or 60 or whenever you happen to die. That's how sort of broad the age spectrum of meditation is. Great example of how young you've got the ability naturally within you to meditate is if you've, and you'll probably sort of recognise this, if you've ever seen a 2-year-old after they've been really busy all day, lay down on the side on the carpet or just on the floor, one toy car, just sort of gently just moving it around, gently just sort of like in a small space. That is an example of meditation, because if you were to say their name, they're in their own little world, and that's what I'm going to go on to in the next section. That's basically what they're doing. They're meditating. If you were to say their name, they probably wouldn't respond first or maybe even second time. Now, meditation is really just positive visualization, like I've already said. That's the main objective of what you're trying to do. You're trying to think positive thoughts, to build positive images within your mind, and to basically just give your brain a bit of a relax. But this relax also works as a workout as well, because it makes the bits of the brain that you're not usually working peak, but it also relaxes you at the same time, which is actually really quite cool. Yeah, so just the idea of it is just to listen to your own thoughts, relax, and try to just sort of block out the outside world. Next question is, so how would one go about doing meditation? Now, the best way I find to meditate is to do a guided meditation. Now, these are available on YouTube. I mean, you'll have absolutely no problem finding them. The Honest Guys channel, they do absolutely great guided meditations, and those videos are the ones I generally tend to go and use, unless I'm in a specific mood where I fancy going out and trying other YouTubers' guided meditations. You don't have to sit there for ages and like that and go and do the whole thing. That's just purely a technique, and how people in the Eastern world get themselves into a trance. Drum beats do the exact same thing, but so a guided meditation is just kind of perfect for that, for starters. I mean, just give it a try. Now, the next question is, how long should I be meditating for? The truth is really that you can meditate for any amount of time you see fit. Guided meditations generally go from sort of the 5 to 10 minute bracket right up to sort of an hour and a half. Now, I tend to go for the ones that sort of half an hour long, 25, 35 minutes. That's the sort of general bracket I tend to go for. I have done an hour long one before, and I lasted, I think, something like 50 minutes, just over 50 minutes, which was actually quite good. But the problem is with that, either two things generally tend to happen. And like anything, it's the more you do, the better you're going to get. I'm going to talk about that later. But you tend to either sort of fall asleep and drop off, or it stops working. Now, when I started properly meditating sort of a year ago, or properly trying to meditate sort of a year ago, the maximum I could sort of do was about 20 minutes, and obviously I've greatly increased that. But in the Middle East, in Buddhist countries like Thailand or Nepal, or even some parts of China, Buddhist monks will have absolutely no problem with just sitting there in complete silence, just like that, for absolutely hours, for 2 or 3 hours. I think there's a report of one guy. He obviously drunk and terrible English. He drunk and ate loads before, but he just sat there for something like 16 hours or something, which I think is actually quite cool. Sometimes I wish I could just sort of sit here and just completely awake, just sit here and just enjoy myself. And that's exactly what they're doing. They are doing positive visualizations of what they hope to happen, and dreams and aspirations that they have. And it links back to the positive thinking books and everything that you can buy off the shelves. So yeah, basically the answer to that one is, if you're starting out, you probably want to aim for sort of the 20-minute bracket, just as a general guideline. The next question is that, is it true that the more you do, the better you get? I think I've kind of answered this one really. Definitely, yeah. Definitely, the more meditation you do, the better you get. I mean, it's definitely taken me a very, very long time to get to a proper meditation stage. Like I said, I've been doing it for just over a year now, and within the last sort of couple of weeks, definitely the last couple of weeks, I've been experimenting with a bit more and trying to make it a more regular thing. And I'm doing at least 3 meditation sessions a week now, and I've seen the improvement massively. I know what I'm about to talk about now is for another video, but I've been having really, ever since I've started, within the last sort of 4 days, I've had some really strange lucid dreams, and I've been writing them down actually. So that should be interesting if I can sort of figure out what they're all about, but they're definitely strange. So it's definitely having some kind of an impact on me. And as well, it was this time last week actually, I meditated, and I had the strangest meditation experience I've ever had. Sort of it finished, and everything seemed really sort of fluffy and sort of happy, and it was really weird. I felt really disconnected from everything when I finished. So that was definitely a very strange experience. It was a good one. I don't quite know what happened there. I haven't got it since. I've meditated once since. Haven't been meditating that much this week. Yeah, I meditated once since, and I had a bit of that was today, and I had a really strange experience again. Usually, if I fall asleep, I'll wake up at least an hour later, and I'll feel really sluggish, and this is without exception. Basically, I've never woken up and felt really happy and like awake. But I was meditating. I only did a 10-minute meditation, but I sort of woke up 30 minutes later. I can recall finishing the meditation, but I can't recall sort of finishing the meditation and then wake up and gently coming out of it, or definitely coming out of it and then going back to sleep, or just slowly drifting off back to sleep. End of the meditation was definitely there, and when I sort of woke up, as it was, I didn't wake up because I was asleep. When I woke up, it was like 30 minutes later, and I felt like I just came out of meditation. So I think I must have almost dropped off, and then my brain was keeping going with it for sort of that extra 20 minutes, which was another weird experience. So now I'm just going to share some final tips, and then that'll be it. Now, my first tip is a very important tip, and it's something I've learned. Best thing isn't to lay down. If you are doing it on the bed, prop yourself up with at least 4 or 5 pillows. Otherwise, you will fall asleep. There's virtually no doubt about it. If you lay down in a comfortable position, especially if you've got a duvet over you, you're going to fall asleep. The best thing to do probably is to sit up, and if it's not comfortable sitting up against the wall, you could prop a pillow behind you like I've done here, and sort of sit in a corner like this. Or if you're doing a particularly long one, you might want to, what I've done before is I've laid flat on the bed but without any pillows and without any sheets, so my body's completely in line, and that with that position you're less likely to fall asleep. When you're doing it, just don't think about it. You're gonna. It's like there's no point in me saying don't think about if you're doing it right or not. Just you obviously are gonna sit there and think, am I doing it or not? That's gonna happen, and don't worry about it. Just try and put it to the back of your head. And I always thought I was doing meditation properly until about a week ago, and this really weird experience happened. And I realised I was probably doing it completely wrong before. I was definitely getting into a meditative rhythm, and you'll know when you're doing that, but never anything to this level. And like I said, the more you do, the better you're going to get at it. So if you're going to take anything away from this video to do with meditation, just remember it's all about positive visualisation, and don't give up on it. You might be doing it like I was doing it for like 10 months. I basically didn't get any results, but I just carried on hoping something was going to come, and then last week, boom, something really weird happened. So thanks for watching. Hope you found it interesting. You're not too bored. There's going to be more of these Secret 2 videos coming up in the next months, so watch out for them. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.